All right. Chilling with my girlfriend, Dana Birch. She came over to play keyboards for me tonight while I forward test my 5-period moving average system, Cloud. So I'm doing the playback of the 5-period cloud system. I rewrote the indicators so it's got more of a step to it, and it just kind of made it pretty. I decided to make the very tail, the 5-period moving average, to be very thin and bright, and I wanted the cloud, which is the 2-period moving average, or actually 1-period moving average. We're just taking the high and low, I think, or something, or just dragging it, and this is going to give us the volatility look. So this is the classic trading system. You have a trend system here, and I can't switch time frames, so we're stuck on the 1 hour, and it's really built about, I would say this is the 1 hour simple moving average trading system. It's as simple as that, and we can still do structures on close, and we don't need a Fibonacci, or we don't need an order block, because the market's just telling us where it's at right now. We'd be buying right now. So I'm somewhere in time on the 1 hour chart, and to test yourself, and this is a 20 pip grid, to test yourself to see if you can afford the trade to begin with, for how much money you decided to put into the account, right? This is going to be the key factor. If you have $1 million and you have a, say your stereo system costs $50,000, maybe you're just maybe you live in a trailer and you have a $1 million coin, Bitcoin, that's made out of real hardware. It's got a chip in and everything. It's talking to the world. Then what? Then what? I just saw an interview with Sting. I'm like, this guy, money galore, but he's still fucking thinking about how's it going to go. So where's the bridge, so he's talking about the bridge. I think the doji, so somebody made a comment in this ICT video about the auction. I guess they were calling it auction market theory, AMT. And, I guess that's what people are calling it. So that's what I believe. There is unfair value. I believe the market can go seriously unfair for a very seriously long time. So during that phase on the 1 hour chart, yes, there's obviously places to get in. You would just pull the trigger blindly because of closing prices. Now, it's not to say the market's going to keep going in the uptrend, because as it carves this space, and there's just kind of the end of the day thing. In Asia, there are breakouts in Asia. You can see 10 pip breakouts here. I'm looking at these black bars, which is literally, I made the black bars as big as I could. I can make them bigger. I don't think there's a limit, honestly. I could make them so they're end to end on here, but it gives me a thick feel to the chart. So right now I'd be along the market. Yeah, it's a trend system. It's up. It's green. Pull the fucking trigger. You just had one pullback on the 5. I'm sorry, on this top become a bottom, and you have a 2 to 5 period. This is the classic entry for congestion, for a triangle, for a flag. All flags, triangles have a doldrum, and then they explode. They take off. So right now, somewhere in time, I don't know what day of the week this is. Looks like it's the middle of the week or something. The trades that you missed, and the nice thing about zoomed in like this is you don't have to think about, okay, you could have another chart that goes back deeper like say this is the 1 hour chart, you'd still have to be aware of what lives above this high of the day, because if there's a space that goes back very deep, then this would be very dangerous to think that you're going to sell. Well, really, then any trade's going to work out. If your first sell is above this, which is, I guess, pretty aggressive, right? But not as aggressive as your first sells here. You're short right now, into the end of this day right now. But the trend traders went long here on the pullback because they get in on this pullback idea, which I don't blame them. This is a good idea. This is a trend system. 5-period moving average. Of course, for the auction guys, they're going to buy anything below here, anything below here, and they're just going to take the punishment. Now there's the scalp. There's a second scalp. So 2 scalps off of just buy limit sitting here. Probably have to start here because of the spread. But that's a 20 pip. We're assuming a 2 pip spread on playback here. Now this is 0. I don't know why. I got it set to 2. It is 2. You see here it's a spread. So we're paying 10%. Not bad, right? We're trying to make 20 pips. We got 20 pip stop, break even. It's costing us. And when Asia's here, it's a little deceiving because the spread's not that great in Asia. So are these really breakouts? Kinda. So in the 4-hour chart, you can have less trades. To have a setup like this, and even this setup here, even though this looks like a great entry, we got a top become bottom, we got a triangle, we got a flag, we're in an uptrend, we should only be buying. It's the 1 hour 5-period simple moving average trading system. This is as old as, it's so funny because you could package this and sell this as a course to people. And here's their sell. You're selling this because it's blue. It's not really a rally, but even your breakout bot gets it right. This is not Asian session. These aren't bad spreads here. Then Kaplunk. Yeah, the trend traders are going to claim. Yeah, dude, as soon as it went blue, I was a seller. Now this is, I'm going to post this indicator, this updated version. If you want to go sell it, be my guest. But it's not really the satisfaction of, I suppose, doing it yourself. Or do you even trust this system? We're supposed to be long right now, by the way. I'm playing back the market at like super low speed so I can babble along. But as soon as it gets above here, I got to be getting out of something, which is not a lot of pips. This is only like 5 pips. You got to trade pretty heavy right there. And I'm going to play this. So I can change the speed of this. The discipline, I suppose, is to not look left any more than the previous day on a 1 hour chart, because if your setups are occurring on the 1 hour chart, how many fucking bars of data do you need? I can zoom out one level. So I can zoom out, but I can't change the time frame. But you got to test yourself. Do you trust yourself to drive? This is the flight simulator. Do you trust yourself to trade with real money? So ICT should be able to take MT4 with no indicators on a 15-minute chart and call out the trades. Here's where I got in. Here's where I got out. Okay, that lost them. But why doesn't he just go through it, right? Because he can't. I don't know. I guess he has to sell that. Here it's free. All 5 viewers is free. 5-period moving average trading system is all you need. And I would say here, 20 pip stop, euro dollar. Euro dollar gets crazy, but the spread's tight. There's obvious stupid trades. They're not the best trades. And you'd still have to manage what's going on here. I'm long right now. Let me just, now that there's more data on the screen, we have 3 days back. I'm going to call out the trades on my system. Here's a failed buy. You're buying because it's like the robot says, buy, it's green. Okay, you're doing all right, but then divergence. All right, 1 hour chart. Just keep it simple. Really, I mean, this is if you're gonna trade no nonsense shit. This is as simple as it gets. Anything past a simple moving average, and when people get all fucking crazy, I think they're just think about cloud trading. You got the big cloud, the little cloud. I mean, you lose your mind. Here, you look 3 days back. Yeah, you got a 4 hour chart. You got a weekly chart that's printed out on a piece of paper, right? You take this thing, you print it out. Or it's just a picture of the market. I mean, if this was the monthly chart, this high is not going to, this high is like, if this was a monthly chart, this low would be so far from being taken out. You'd be like, dude, how long you think it'll take to come back here? Like, well, I'm waiting for it to come to here, and then I'll scalp it here. No shit. Who wouldn't just like? I mean, that's going to be that one trade. So here, if I start selling here, but in the meantime, I'll buy here at the market. I'm not going to put a buy stop here. I'll buy here at the market. So try to get a feel here. Now this is the middle of the week. Big trend day. Buy. 3 buys on the trend, although by the time it gets here, you should be dumping the whole fucking thing, I suppose, because your top tick Tommy the previous day, right? So they clipped the previous day. And yeah, I guess these are stops up here, blah, 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 but it's just like a really high. It's the high of the previous day. We drift back, you get a nice triangle. Still qualifies as an uptrend if you're going to strictly stay with this blue-green thing, right? You should be short. You should be long, right? Are you going to get whipsawed? Yeah, I suppose here, oh, it's green, wait, blue. Oh, okay. This was a nice move. Breaks here, follow through, and top tick Tommy here, right? Clip it, another triangle. Still should buy this one. So you would have bought here. This is about the best run. This robot, this strategy, this simple moving average system. So all you're trying to do is smooth the data out enough. So this is like a 5 hour chart instead of being. It's a 5 hour trend. You trend up for 5 hours, you cross over, you're down on the cloud. This is my cloud, histogram cloud. And is it going to get to the point where maybe one day this thing just never turn? I mean, it's just nuts. And we're going to see what happens here. I'll play back. Take it to the normal. I'll take it to a slightly faster speed. But I should be long right now, according to the system. Although, you know what? It's getting a little bit late in the day. And sellers came in here, I guarantee you, just to. Also, there's a real tall shelf here of orders, so anything above here to here, so it's very narrow. If it pops up, rips back, will you take the 20 pips, or are you looking for it to come here, ding, bing, and then do this? Now that would be quite the one of those price policies. You got to take something off, right? How about this is an amazing reversal in RSI here at top, become a bottom, green, nice run, but once again, new highs, very oof, put a fork in it, right? This is the end. When is the trend not your friend? When does the switch come? And do you want to get in here or wait for the confirmation trade? These are confirmation trades, going to get here, but wasn't it better to buy the market maker when everybody's selling? Just think it's 5 hour chart. So I'm able to see the 5 hour chart in a sense using the moving average to smooth it out. So it's a paradise. Like this screaming up move you have to be leery when you see these big lurches. You kind of wait. You don't want to get in there. I don't want to chase it, but this looks like just there's not a lot of people trading that. Buyers just really want this almost a retest of Asia. So in a 20 pip slot, instead of order block, I would say just think a 20 pip price zones. So if you could fill in every 20 pips, and as soon as it gets 20 pips up, it's looks like it's gonna start going up now. Fast forward this thing. Everything's double click around here. So okay, we're gonna take it up to pretty fast. Let's just smoke through this. So we're long right now. We're trying to make 20 pips. We got a 10 pip stop, a 12 pip stop, various stops actually, but also 8 pip targets. We got to get the 8 pip targets in there because we really don't know what's going to be the. Okay, let's just go a 31 speed. End of the day. And the scalpers are already short this thing off of this new high. So people are short right now, trying to make their 10 pips. And the trend traders are waiting to, anybody that's not long is waiting for it to close down into the cloud. Okay, they just bought. Trend traders just bought. We just bought some more. Or so here's the thing. If we were in really big here, we would just scalp out. Because we're like, yeah, that's a scalp, but man, this thing is just destined to maybe take out the high of the day like it does here. Classic, take out the high, but here, see when it goes through the high of the day here, it just keeps going. And you don't make your 20 pips on this ticket till you can survive a move all the way back to here, right? That's a 30 pip winner off the top. If you scale in just martingale clean, like one, like just compressed, progressive 1, 2, 3K. You could have sold a 4K, but you didn't want to blow up the account. Okay, we just bought some more. And coming into Asia, we're looking for some follow through. Take out the high of this day. I suppose if you want to put a 20 period moving average on this thing to give you a global look, but then aren't you defeating the purpose of the fact that you really know that the people that sold here are still winning, right? They actually, the spread got wide there, so that's not fair what's going on now. But if you're still holding long, this will be the place to put buy limits now. And here is my targets start to say, well, let's start getting out. When we take out this, I'm very suspicious of holding anything past here because I know that's going to be heavy sell territory. So that's about it. I can go kind of fast. So the more indicators you put on here, you can slow down the robot and get a nice pace of playback. So it's at least not too, these things unfold on time. And yeah, this is a no nonsense trading system. Is what the fuck this is. You should be long right now. You're still holding your long position because it's green. Even though we know paradise is lost, it's going to go up there and it's going to be a tragedy. It's going to spike up. It's going to rip back. People are going to lose their mind and say, "Why in the fuck did that happen?" But that is the when you exhaust and capitulate into something, it's over. It's done. Okay, so we're still holding. And I'm going to hold this for another 20 pips. I'm looking for a severe reaction off of that top. And this could be a threshold of like 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. I don't have enough data to really give me the whole. So this is the zoom out. Okay, we're long. I'm going to go for max speed. So we're long. And we're out. Just cashed out. So when it pops up here, I'm sure even ICT knows this trick. Takes out the high of the day. Yeah, people are getting out. That's a target for people. For one guy. And maybe nobody that you know is in that same trade. So that's kind of a strange thing, is to think about that somebody knows something better than you know. But no, it's all the same. We're all looking at the same data. Your trading decision. It's like your vaccine doesn't affect mine, right? But this is why people are like that, right? What kind of trade is this guy in? The Elon Musk guy? Like, yeah, but are you like, what? Jeez, how's that helping anybody? That's his trade. He's in some fucking crazy trade. Okay, I think the scalp's over. I gotta zoom in. I'm losing my. Okay, so here we're long. Let's scrunch it down a little bit. Okay, so we're still long. And here was a scalp. We triggered this window right up here. So there's an order block up there, see? And that's where that was the cash out. But we're still holding long. We're going to buy every pullback. So every hour it's down into this blue. But no, I'm sorry. The green, but what I'm suspicious about is this giant. That's really just the fact that big bar, little bar. But it's pretty ambitious to the upside. I think closing out this day. Okay, so we're coming into Europe now. Go for 31 speed again. And you should be long, right? That's the system. 5-period trend system. Pretty simple. And if you go to the monthly chart, this thing works on every time frame. Because what you're doing is you're getting 5x or 4x, 3x, because when I say x, I mean, if you put a 3-period moving average on a 1-hour chart, technically, or, in a sense, you're simulating and kind of giving a nice smooth. Oh, that's the 5-period moving average. I remember when they were putting moving averages on dead people on COVID data. I thought, here we go. 3-period moving average of dead people. Wow, cool. You can use my indicator. I got a 5-period moving average of dead people. Oh, that's even better. So we're still holding long here in the. This is a good view. Let's go for max speed now. I'm running out of patience. Maybe it won't be so max. I'm afraid it'll go berserk, but. Oh, Jesus, I just blew my chart up. I just lost my. Yeah, we'll start it again. No, I just go max speed. So what I do is I load the template that I made. And then I just go for max speed. I think I'm on every tech playback. We didn't miss too much, so you go long. Yeah, this will be brutal. So we're long right now. And we're okay, so cashed out there. It came back. We're still holding long. And cashing out. In the 1-hour chart, you can see the rhythm of the market there. And see, once again, you just got screwed there, right? Because you're long. You're really long because see, it's green. You didn't get out. You didn't think that was going to be sellers up on the high of the day like that. And they went just a little bit higher then again. So that trade is 20 pips right there. So you should be short now. But I wouldn't, because here I wouldn't even pay attention to that indicator. Because when it came back to here, wow. It says go to sell mode. Okay, big sellers up there. They scalp in their 20. Buyers coming again. All right, this looks like I'm going to sell above that. I'm going to buy below that. So trying to make the 20 pips. Just range trading. I really don't care about the trend here. Okay, so you should, like I said, you should be long. You should be long. You're green. Now you're making back whatever money you lost going short here because you're like, oh, wait a second, this is blue. And that's what's going to happen. You got to cash out there. Big time sellers. They're making 12, 13 pips there. Buyers come in like clockwork on the trend cloud. Every time it closes down into the cloud, they buy. I'd be cashing out right there. So I'm short for the scalp. All right, I took 12 pips. I go flat, put buy limits in down there now. I want to just put buy limits like this now. Irregardless of this trend bullshit. Okay, now sell limits up here. Okay, I'm short. I'm getting killed. I think I made about 12 pips off of that. Okay, now this I don't know to the left of me. This is where we go into the best. Now you should be long. So anybody that went and bought here and here, would they put targets in of 80 pips? They just made 80 pips. Okay, so I'm making my 20. I just made my 40. So you could have either traded this off of here. You scale into this. This you would scale out. If you were long, super long here with a tight stop, triangle explodes for 2 hours, just get out. Because look at this. You could dump the whole thing and buy 40 pips deep into the cloud again. How many trades? Like, the question is, if you really want to bust your ass, there's a lot of trades just on this 1 hour chart. Look at all the pips there in both directions. It's range trading. So you may look at this and say, yeah, if you would have held this during the creep, but now, will you sell now because it's blue? While you're waiting for a setup on this indicator, you wait for this pullback, and maybe you want a gentle pullback, right? You're waiting for low volatility pullbacks. This fish's pullback here, still worth about 30 pips in the long run. Here's Asia, breaks out, traps people. Okay, now low volatility, just nothing. It's getting all scatterbrained now. This is where buy limits come in here, sell limits come in here, and just, if you don't want to breakout trade it, because if you want to trade it, like, you got to build a position here, long or short right now. You got to be doing that. Okay, now you're making, on the south side, you're making money. But my buy limits get filled. I make it back to here. That's the trade. If I'm going to put buy limits down here and walk away, so you're just checking out. Look, I'm all the way back to Asia now. All the way back to Asia. So if you would have built a short position here, or just built a breakout, because look at this one for hours in a 30 pip window, and then kablamo. Now look at that. So which trade's better? You bought here on the cloud in the trend system, or you sold, you built a short position here in a long position. They stopped you out of one leg, but this is such a dramatic drop that this made more money. It took longer though. Okay, this is supposedly a sell. So here's your sell you missed. If you just missed that, You missed it. There's no way around that. You sold here. That was worth 40 pips. You sold here. I definitely want to have the buy limit sitting down here, and I'm probably going to be already long a little bit. I'm not going to trade these breakouts to try to make those kind of pips. I don't think so. Okay, so I just made so buying, just buying because it's down 20 pips. Buying new lows 20, almost 20 pips right there. 20 pips off of that. Now you're holding it. You're going to sell above this now and buy below here. If you're not in, and how many of these trades are you going to do a day? And are you waiting for this market to come all the way back to, say, here? Or is that you got 40 pip targets and you're already out? Buy new lows here. Okay, cashed out. I think I dumped that whole thing, even though it looks like it's about to take this out and this out and this out and go screaming back into going after this price. But this is good enough. If you're just going to buy new lows, you're buying here, buying here. If you think you're on the blue train down, then you would have sold here and you would have made money. You would have sold here. And I mean, those are good, right? But here's the top become a bottom. Here's your classic. All right, it's going up now, guys. Let's buy. I suppose that's your confirmation entry. In Asia, you're still holding. By Europe open, you're open here. Another so many pips. I'd be cashing out because of this. Get out of that thing. I think buy limit's here, and I'd be afraid to sell into this. It looks like it viciously. There's a scalp. We're trying to make the big pips. Let's buy below here. So we could set it and forget it. And here we just bought like definitely here on the 20s. Okay, we're long. Now we're long. And really long right there on the very edge. It looks like they're going to keep tanking. But that's okay. We're in really big here. Now we're cashing out. That could be it. That may be the only rally, and it just would keep tanking. There you go. So, the follow through here, and looking, I have no idea how deep this could go just because of what is there on the price. But if you're going to buy into that, you are in for 40 pips right now. Whatever grid you laid out, the other way to do it is to put a linear grid in and just let them fill it. If you put sell limits up, it's just a matter of money. So if you're buying into this right now, you are in for 40 pips deep, looking to buy 60, 70, 80 down. Otherwise, why bother, right? On some level, you have to martingale in there. This is adding to your steep prices. You just have to. If that's, and then you've got to ride it the other way. Because if it's a 800 pip swing that takes 2 months, then that's certainly worth, if you can realize what's going on there. And so here, you're cashing out again. Finally, you're cashing out. Here comes Asia, and it's supposedly in an uptrend because it turned yellow. But we could still take out the low of this day. That's why I would take my 40 pips and go flat, and I'd rather buy a shallow dip, and then you have to run a whole different scheme where you're just buying shallow with a shallow stop to make 20, 30 pips. I'm already out of that trade, so I'm cashed out. I can put buy limits in here now. for the next 8 hours out front time. Or you're still holding this thing. Or you got on the half hour cloud or something. But yeah, okay, you made 40 pips. But I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to probably sell into it now. Put some 2-hour scripts in here. Okay, now I'll start buying on limits here. No fill. We don't always get a fill here. Okay, I'm going to fill now. So I'm just buying, trying to make 20 to 40 pips. It's supposed to be long, it's green. So there's another one of epic fail of the trend system right there. Buying this pullback kind of went super deep. But it's okay, we're buying on limits now. By the end of the day, we're getting filled. Now, I didn't start selling above this. Like I really don't. Kind of elyria about that trade, but that's an amazing trade, isn't it? You are up, 40 pips off the top of that, nice and clean. But just the same, I'm long. So right here, I'm definitely long on that. Cashing into something here. Looking forward to take out this. So here's a classic day. Supposedly it's downtrend, but then switches. No chance to board the train. Buying this, getting trapped. So you see the fails here. A nice setup here. It comes back to the cloud. But this is waiting 12, 24 hours to get paid. It's just a simple system. 24 bars a day. 24 hours in a day. And if you're looking for, okay, this would be your trend trade right here, right? Top become a bottom. It's green, blah, blah, blah. But really, above here, there's sellers galore. And I prefer just to put buy limits in. If I think that I missed the sell here, it's going to tank. Throw some buy limits in. This is easy to write. I wrote a lot of buy limits because to write sell limits or to do the other side of the trade. So you got to put negative numbers in. It's a lot of code. Here's a top tick Tommy sell. 20 pip winner right there. Okay, let's start buying limits here then. So these targets of 8 to 30 pip targets. You got to take those tight targets to pay for all the bad trades. Still no fill here. I could have bought every hour that's down. So if I was trading at the market, which you would on this trend system, you should be buying here. This is a little iffy, but it's structure, top and bottom. Actually, holding. You're going to start cashing out of your longs up there, and most people will. And below here is all buy territory for the next day. I'm looking for a big smash down, possibly all the way to here, because the trend traders are selling now. They're like, yeah, it broke out. Look, it's a sell. They might get clobbered, or they might be geniuses. We're going to find out. And there they go. They're geniuses. Look at that. See, they sold. See, my trading system works. And this is where the money management comes in. If you have a trailing stop on that, and hopefully you could even scale in. Another technique is just to buy a 10K, 10 1Ks at the market on a script. So you can just take any market order script and duplicate that trade in there. And it's going to say, buy me a 10K right now. If you're going to do that trade anyways, this way it's going to go. and launched all 10 market orders. Look at the trend traders are winning. Look at that. But I just got filled here. Finally, it's about time. God damn it! This is my order block entry down here. Talk about this in all my seminars. I don't know. I said it makes you 40 pips guaranteed. This entry. You gotta look back 2 days. It's gotta be. This looks like a full auction here. Plus it carves out this. Okay, now we're gonna cash out. We already cashed out. People have already sold that. So let's put buy limits in now. In case they retest. Oh, it looks too late in the day. Yeah, I think this is gonna. We're gonna just sell up here now. We missed that. So try to bracket. I'm trying to bracket in the limits. Buy limits here, sell limits up there. Just bracket it and then wait for them to come to you. And you can even be in a winning hedge, because if you get filled on the longs and the shorts, and then you're in a ranged winning hedge. Okay, this is Asia breaking out. And people are scalping that pocket. They just took that off. All the trap traders are making money. Trapping the buy stop, guys. It's not a stop hunt there now. It's like a confirmation hunt. Trapping people. It's just crushing them, making their life a living hell. That's what these guys are. That's the whole reason for being there. So look at that trap there. Boy, ouch. Hell, I put a buy stop here because I wanted to make sure it was going up. It was green and everything was looking so good. And then, what the fuck is this? Is that European sell-off shit? Got buy limits here, buy limits there. That's supposed to be in a sell mode. Just turned blue. Uh-oh, that didn't work out. So that's what happens, see? Man, this is great. You take this out, now you just, oof. So this would have been pretty tough. A lot of people couldn't handle this trade either. Look how fast that is. But if you put sell limits here, sell limit there, sell limit there, you're cashed out. You're done. The trade's over. Now I'd put sell limits up here, buy limits down here. Now look how brutal that is. That's all you need to know. Is this when that happens, if you don't have a stop in the market, you may be right about this move. I'm sure people have done this trade. If you've been trading at least 2 years, you probably come across or some, I think we've seen this before. It was going up and everything was going so good, and came back here. Look at this thing. Look at this thing crush. This is why people can't get their brain around. How do you explain that? Well, it's an auction. It has to be. Look at that. Wow. Now, how you'll never see that same pip amount. You'll never see an auction quite like that. But jeez. And had you sold here into the cloud, could you have survived this wick? I mean, if you sold here, you technically made, I back tested this, and I made, you really got to see these. You really got to see what your no-nonsense looks like, This closing. That's because you don't have the highs and lows listed on it. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just, look at the whipsaw. Look at the chaos here. This is like fucking the fifth booster shot on this thing. And by the time this thing calms down, maybe it does go up from here. So that's a classic example. Yeah. So I would never. So when I'm selling this indicator, by the way, if you're going to sell this indicator, do not show anybody this wick and tell them about 2% risk of their account. Well, what you do there, say, is cherry pick all the trades. You get in here. There's a good trade, ain't it? You sell here. Oh, that's real good trade there. Oh, what? Ooh, don't look over here at this wick. Oh, look at this. It really did want to go up. I like when people say that. Looks like the market wants to go up. No, it looks like you want the market to go up, but market just don't give a shit. Look at this beautiful entry here. Finally, my trend system started working again. Damn nabbit, nailed it here. Said buy. We just ignore these. This is probably news. FOMC shit or something. Look at that thing. Wow. Huh, this is supposedly where you buy, you know. All right, people are selling above that, right? For 20 pips, for 40 pips, for 60. All right, they made their 20. They made their 40. Almost, well, they made their 20 and their 30. So I say put buy limits in if we're not in this thing yet. No, just put buy limits in, not because it's green, but I'll buy down here. Sell above this. The end of the day is coming. We're running out of gas. Trend traders bought these two pullbacks. Their 5-period systems just working great today. It's amazing. Beautiful. All right, we're getting filled on our buy limits. There you go. All right, we scalp 18, 12. Okay, more buy limits below this. We'll place them below there. I'm going to buy down here. I'm just going to range trade it. And that's my trades. That's how I do it. So, yeah, I don't know if you can really, you know, it's a rugged. Look at the volatility here too. You may not even want to trade that. It's just too vicious. Trying to keep this 2% idea running is a little tough. That's a lot of math. Anyways, that's the long and short of it. This is the 1 hour, 5-period, simple moving average cloud system. Good luck. Yeah, that's why you can't sell this shit either. People be emailing you, hey, this thing blew up my account. And it'd be all, well, I guess what you get paid for, right? You get paid for that. Oh, selling above that. The mentorship is very expensive because you got to pay for that, you know. You got to pay for me blowing up my account too, damn it. Like, not every trade works out, you know. It looks very suspicious rally here. Looks like they're just going to crush this thing all the way back to the starting gate now. Oof, there you go. That looks like what's going on in Bitcoin right now. But they really trapped those Bitcoin guys, didn't they? Ever since the exchange opened, things have not gone well for the Bitcoins. Yep. The public. Once the public gets in there, it's game over. It's all over then. Here's a nice little trap buy. Buy this dippity do in here. That's a great 20 pip. 30 pip winner. Sell above that now. There was a scalp right by the end of the hour. Scalp. Just buy and sell. That's all it is. Pretty fucking pretty stupid. It just seems to be on a tear there. But if you want a reason to pull the trigger, that was it. 2 hours down into the green. Go long. There you go. Look at that. You just fucking made 30 pips. There, see it? There you go. The magic of the 5-period moving average. It's just fucking magical. That's all there is to it.